Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Ace and I've got more TF2 commentary. Man versus Machine. Holy hell, this is so much fun right now. And I will be talking a little bit about the game itself, my initial impressions, my opinion, a little bit about the bugs that have been happening as well. And of course what I am using, as well as to why I am a bit late to the party. First, my loadout. I am not using a regular loadout at all. I am using a loadout that supports my team, as well gives me a lot of AoE potential. So I'm using the Beggar's Bazooka because of the 3 rockets. And this is actually a rather overpowered weapon, especially when you get the upgrades, which we'll go into a little bit later. Of course, the Beggar, or at least the buff banner speaks for itself. We have multiple people on our team. If they can get crits, more damage, more effective killing, especially on the giant robots or just straight up bosses, which are tanks with giant bombs that you don't want to get to the point, because you will lose, definitely. And as you can see, we are basically just abusing the choke point right here. And it is a very interesting thing, because engineers right now are the most valuable class potentially, because not only does it make your life a lot easier due to the dispenser, of course, and the sentry gun itself, but also the teleporter. I actually made the mistake of not knowing at the beginning that a teleporter works both ways. You can actually go into the exit and come out of the entrance and vice versa like normal, which is kind of amazing, because normally you have to walk all the way back if this was not the case and then teleport back, but now you can just use the teleporter and be done with if you just have to quickly upgrade, which is brilliant. It's so simple yet so brilliant. And once you get done with a wave and you have collected some money, you basically can upgrade. And certain weapons, especially like weapons like the Beggar's Bazooka, just become overpowered, because not only can you upgrade damage quite a lot, or just ammo that you can carry, which is kind of nice for a weapon as spammy as did. You can also upgrade health on kill for the soldier. You can also upgrade the ability to reload faster, and the way that Beggar's Bazooka works, and one rocket has to be reloaded before you can shoot it. So if you have that increased loading speed, as you will see at the end of this video, you just nuke and just keep nuking without having to stop with the Beggar's Bazooka. It's insane. And the damage output is quite nice because of that, and especially if you have the buff banner up, which you can upgrade as well in duration and such, it just becomes insane. And the reason why I'm playing a soldier, not one of my main classes, let's say like the sniper and the or the scout, is because the scout is very vulnerable. I find it's very difficult for me to go in there and live long enough. So I didn't really want to get into that when I was still trying things out and learning the maps and learning, of course, the upgrade system, etc. And snipers, they are not really effective until they really get the upgrades, which kind of takes a while. But in addition to that, if you are playing a sniper and you really want to become good at headshotting on moving targets, this is incredible practice. I cannot stress that enough. It's a potentially unintentional benefit of this mode. If you play a sniper, take your position, keep moving, just try to keep those headshots. It's a lot better than any bot mechanism or map that I've seen before. But it's brilliant. As well as you get the upgrades, you become a lot more beneficial for the sake of Man versus Machine as well as a sniper. Picking off valuable targets, doing massive amount of precision damage. Which actually is kind of nice, because my fellow soldier on this map is using the direct hit, as you can see right there. And he's just focusing priority targets because of that, and it just becomes all kinds of insane. There are already cheesy ways to do maps like this, like we already have seen, I think, from Star. Cheeky bastard that he is, massive amounts of engineers and a pyro, which is basically an unbeatable defense, which is kind of sad to see that is actually something that works. So I really hope that engineers get a class limit of, let's say, 2, or that anything in general gets a class limit of 2, so we have some diversity. You only have 6 people to choose from, so if you're just gonna cheese it out with with at least 5 engineers and 1 pyro. A pyro is relatively important for that tactic though, because of the sentry buster and such. It seems like it's a bit too easy. And of course you can do that because it's fun, but I'm afraid that a lot of people will do it just to farm or just to exploit. And talking about annoying things in general, maybe be exploiting, you have to press ready. And the hut, my hut is currently broken, which will be fixed in the future. Don't worry about that. It's just that people can just go AFK, and they don't have to press ready, and then you're stuck until you can either kick or until you leave, etc., which can be very annoying. And other things that are also annoying me right now are certain bugs, but those things are to be expected when something comes out. That I'm not complaining about that. But the bugs initially were that you couldn't join, or if you joined you were disconnected directly and such like that. Those things are relatively fixed right now. The bugs that I do have is that once the small bomb that gets carried by the small people, you saw it on the left right there, I believe on the scout, right there, with the scout with the bats and stuff, which is insane as well. An army of scouts running at you with bats, and they actually get scatter guns at some point, which is a whole different story as well. But when that bomb gets to the point where it has to be delivered, it just explodes. It doesn't make you lose the wave in a way. Well, it should do that, but it doesn't make you end the wave or allows you to revote, because if you do lose a wave, you can revote to redo the wave if you want to have a perfect score in a way. Which is kind of nice, I'm not gonna lie, that's actually kind of a nice thing, because people could have gone AFK or people could have dropped out and you could have lost that edge. So really nice that they allowed that as well, and that's one of the giant tanks, of course, that needs to be destroyed, because he has a giant nuke, and that will destroy the entire game, regardless of a bug. But that small bomb basically allows you to exploit the fact that small bots will not be able to finish off the match for you, because there will be a gaping hole in that position right there if the small bomb gets there, and bots will try to get in there, but they will definitely just instantly die, because it gets registered as they are falling to their death. And even if you get close to it, you will die as well immediately in a very intense manner, even though it's just a hole. You will fall in the hole, but you will get launched up, so that's a thing. But then people will, at least the bots, they will also immediately die, even if they are wearing the bomb or anything. And only the giant tanks can really stop the game from that point, so you just focus on the giant tanks, and there's your exploit. Nonetheless, if we just ignore the exploit and really focus on what has to be done, it is quite an amazing thing. We have giant bots that are really tough, really accurate as well if you don't watch out, like the Demo Man. I can't stress enough how infuriated I am with the giant Demomans and the giant soldiers. The giant soldiers usually have just unlimited crit, which means you can die immediately if you don't buy defensive upgrades, which you can actually do. You can buy reduced crit damage, reduced fire damage, reduced explosion damage, and that's a sentry buster coming our way, and we have no pyro ability to stop it. But then the spy does sap it, it's just not enough to prevent it from actually going to the sentry and doing its thing, exploding all our buildings, or destroying all our buildings. And it's just so much chaos. Like, all the bots do go pretty much the same way. You can definitely tell that by the waypoints that have been laid out, the blue signs during the waves. But you definitely have to work together. If there's no synchronization within your team, you will definitely have a giant disadvantage, which basically will mean, depending if you are going to use a cheesy setup or not, that you will most likely find yourself losing. But like, I used the buff banner, and I probably should have used the shotgun in certain situations, because I did find myself relatively quick without ammo due to the Beggar's Bazookas, but nonetheless you can still melee their card as well, and it's just funny. Like, I actually had, at some point, people were asking me what the hell I was doing, because I was out of ammo, and I was just hammering with my escape plan on that giant tank just to kill it, and we did kill it almost. It almost killed us though, but nonetheless it is quite nice to see that you really have to put some effort into it if you don't use a cheesy tactic, which I'm still looking forward to do myself, because why not? It's fun. And you can definitely tell that there are a lot of upgrades available. More other weapons have different upgrades, of course. Different classes have different upgrades. You also have that support item you can either find or craft or buy, etc., which can allow you to Uber or get crits yourself, etc., which would make the game itself even easier. So I probably should have gotten that before I actually started recording, because right now I don't have it yet, so I don't have any special benefits besides the upgrades you can actually get within the game. But right now we have fully taken control of the high ground. We have the engineer with the wrangler, and you can actually buy, or at least build, 2 sentries I've seen. like a giant sentry and a mini sentry. I'm not entirely sure how it works, but it is possible. And our, of course, our teleporter is safe and secure. And you just start to spam in the giant choke point. That's all you have to do at the beginning. And as you can definitely tell, scouts will get through with their bats. And the one bot that I hate right now, besides the annoying demo man and soldiers, even the small ones, because there are so many of them that you just have a really hard time avoiding all the projectiles. But you can then, of course, if you have a lot of problems with that, you can actually just buy the reducing damage on explosions. Especially as a heavy, for example, because heavies are tanks, and if they really get nice amount of reducing damage on all these sources of damage that they could have, and have a medic on them, they can't really die, which is kind of awesome. But the one robot that I really dislike is the sniper robot. You can't avoid them. The only way to really avoid them is to get behind cover just in time, because they will get you. I'm not entirely sure if they can actually headshot. I haven't seen any one of them headshotting a player yet, but they are definitely very accurate in body shotting you, and they are very dangerous in doing so as well. Another sentry buster because we don't have a pyro, which proves that pyros are very valuable in a defensive play, especially with the upgrade on the air blast and such. Now, I am really enjoying this mode. I am looking forward to a higher difficulty level, because once again, I am not using all the upgrades, I'm not using the special item that I can get, and I have nobody really on my team that I know. I just joined or solo queued a server, if you like, and we are winning this match without really too much of a scare. We had tanks getting very close, but they are designed to get very close, but beyond that, nothing really too much. So I'm really looking forward to potential increases in difficulty. Of course, looking forward to those bugs being fixed as well, and just straight up funny stuff and weapons that can be exploited thanks to this buff system by buying the upgrades and such in the shop, and see what kind of craziness happens. I have already experimented with the Beggar's Bazooka, but I'm really looking forward to like the Huntsman and just, you know, weapons that don't really seem entirely useful but fun, but then become extremely useful in this specific game mode. But let me know what you think about, you know, Man vs. Machine. I am really enjoying it right now. I'm really looking forward to bring you guys more gameplay, and I will definitely do so. We are about to win this match. We are currently focusing that bloody tank with everything we have. Direct hits, Beggar's Bazooka, spies being stepping the card, the scout trying to do as much as he can as well. Getting very close, but then again, we do finish it off. You actually get a credit to team rating at the end of it, as you can see right here. You will get the mission complete sign. You can definitely see how good or how bad you have done and your rating. Anyway, I will catch you guys next time, and have fun with Man vs. Machine.